They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my access. Yes, you said so. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. Dog is a dog. Payback is a dog. Dog is a dog. Payback is a dog. Dog is a dog. Payback is a dog. Dog is a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just Isupk sat in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home, only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting, the trail of my tears is countless. Main fact of them here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles and make it official. I'm capturing every crack and surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be, slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage is safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash, get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. Dog is a dog. Payback is a dog. Dog is a dog. Payback is a dog. Dog is a dog. Payback is a dog. Dog is a dog.
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is served cold, I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in a world of mad shooters. That was designed fire for our babies to pass through. In the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. Dog is a dog. Payback is a dog. Dog is a dog. Payback is a dog. Dog is a dog. Payback is a dog. Dog is a dog.
Send my bro a kite quick. Ties of war, we ain't forget about you. Keep your light lit. Rappers can't see, most of them scared to witness. Go on, close your eyes, there's one right here for the trenches. Bad bitches, natural hair or extensions. Hood niggas that'll probably grip like some dentures. Brothers on them fences, 23 and 1 out. Praying that commissary hit before it run out. Bitches on the gram, dog filter with their tongue out. Couldn't stay home because they found the dugout. Closed casket, burner in the low jacket. My co-captain, riding on these whole rappers. My hoes fabulous. Now I don't mean that derogatory, but I'm a player and there's no my women riding for me. I avoided Maury, I got 2 jets. If I can't make it through for them, then I'm useless. Sit down that roof, Chris, with a couple bosses. After the war, just to count our losses. It's not many. You see a smile on my face, but I'm not friendly. Gone on my waist, sipping white Henny. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart, grip my bow tie. Waiting on the squab in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart, grip my bow tie. Living in the squab in my whole life. My whole life. It's so melodic. When I be dropping this ebonics, this ghetto phonics, it got me on the level supersonic. My bomb atomic, and you know where you can find me. Somewhere probably folding this paper origami. My name is pure as the Dasani, my wave is like a tsunami. I went from 0 to 100, feeling like Ricky Bobby. I made a deal with the Reaper. Got a couple wives, they some keepers. Talk a lot of shit, but you can't walk a mile in my sneakers. Bitches go to Miami, come home with change features. Now she got a BBL, her ass fatter. Trying to show up all them niggas that laughed at her. Now when they see her, they only wanna fuck her. They just wanna touch her, they don't wanna cuff her. They just wanna come and kick it with her like a punter. Turned her to a runner, now it's all aboard the train. Fenty on her face, but it's not concealing the pain, it's a shame. That's why I'm in the hood like some rap snacks. I know niggas kill you and your mama for a scat pack. Dark tint, matte black, they do it for half that. Had you like 90s Missy in a fucking trash bag. I'm from Philly, we don't do bank accounts, just cash app. I spit a verse and I just watch the time slow. This that guy flow, this that shit that rappers die for. This that uncut Taha Wall straight from Pablo Escobar. I be at the bar like Moscato. They think it's effort, but no, this that block work. Make the countermeasures, take pleasures, making an op hurt. Lighters in the sky, cause every verse is a concert. My mind work at speed y'all can't fathom. Listen to the words of a champion. It can't, the streets need another anthem. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart, grip my bow tie. Waiting on the squab in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart, grip my bow tie. Living in the squab in my whole life. My whole life.
Backstage.
Yeah, nigga. Fake ass nigga.
You ain't no Israelite, but you a gospelite, bitch.
Fuck you talking about? Hey,
If that nigga won't walk, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade you line up. Young nigga named is Slayer. What you think, boy? You be done to try. Soft coast shit, we bout it. UPK, you solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood. A hood. More than you, bitch. Sharp on shit, I'm bout it. UPK, too solid. Fuck nigga don't want war. It ain't enough clips in your army. All the bitches wanna take my piece. All they hoes wanna take my piece. All the niggas wanna take my piece. No, I can't let a dog take it from me. I can't let a dog take it from me. You a hoe study and you dummy. And these bitches really out this bitch walking around like they don't know nothing. And a lame nigga fall for them and get set up for the coins and get gunned down, man down. Shoulda took the time, get a damn no. But I see the starter and I show her. She could never get a preach hoe. You a dirt ass, rust ass neck bitch with that fake ass jewelry. In Tennessee while I'm touring. That's a Tennessee, but she luring. Yeah, that sucker duck bitch ass boy, fuck nigga over that bit muggin'. I say, if that nigga won't walk, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade you line up. Young nigga name is Slayer. What you think, boy? You be done to try. Soft coast shit, we bout it. UPK, you solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brother. whip like limousine. I shoot your ass in the spleen. Boy, I bust your ass in the temple. We debating by the temple. Tell the truth, boy, you's a victim. And you're squirming off like a lizard. Nigga walk down my road. Why does nigga come down my road? Boy, come down my road. Boy, I charge your ass toll fee. I'm a real big priest, nigga. UBK play for keys, nigga. Commanding general get a damn order, but ain't nothing me to damn kill you. I stuck in his ass like a cat. All weapons, boys full of tech. Boy, like a close combat. Nigga, I popped off for a neck.
If that nigga won't walk, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, here, fade you line up. Young nigga name is Slayer. What you think, boy, you be done to try. South Coast shit, we bout it. UPK, shoot solid, Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Walk out every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood or hood? More than you, bitch.
Christ said 7 women gon' be on one nigga in the end time. Nigga, fuck wrong with you, boy. Stressed by that damn hoe ass bitch. Fake ass nigga too. Dumb ass motherfucker. Fuck you.
Backstage.
Oh yeah, ooh Lord. And if you don't give it, you won't get it. That's right. I give her all my love. Hey, run that shit up, Trace.
I came from the streets to the shy, where wicked and evil collide. If it was illegal, we tried ambition to get us a piece of the pie. Had so many demons inside, was dim in the gleam of my eye, killing my innocence. All of my vision, I'm reading the sign and seeing demise. We've been deprived, the basic necessities, that and cocaine, a satanic recipe. Refusing to claim it as destiny, sins of the fatherly children in jeopardy. The family addiction affected me, affliction of prison, the death of me. Not even the thought of my legacy, living in hell, how you hating your pedigree. Been definitely holding the grudge, letting it go cause no hoe is in us. If we don't connect, then you know what it was. One West and no cowards is rolling with us. Steps was all in the mud, feeling the pain like salt in the cut. The blessing is all of these lessons, no question we taught them in blood. It's all for the love, yeah.
The blessing is all of these lessons, no question we taught them in blood. It's all for the love. The blessing is all of these lessons, no question we taught them in blood. It's all for the love.
I get an honor to command and Jenna Johanna for being the armor, protecting the message, delivered the Abba, straight from the Father. He gave it to you, ain't making excuse. Though Satan is loose, kept lacing his boots, training and raising the troops, perfecting the method of 7 1 West in the hands was able to prove. Ain't stressing them niggas that never can step in the stand and stating the truth. My people could never imagine the hardest of winners you lasted. Extending the realest compassion for niggas that should have been fitted for caskets. How could you ever ignore the nigga who slept on the floor and was ready for war? Whenever it called, better this weapon is drawn. Election is sure, edge in this war, front of projects of the Bronx. Now representing the Lord, the water for blessing us all.
Yeah, don't have messed up, no. Bad news is to beat your home, nigga. Yeah. Go on, get on that ass real quick one time. 144, baby.
Run that shit up, Trace.
They said you get on, you gon' represent, I said of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch be a whole car. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan, I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course, get it lit up like a torch. You even low on this law, so that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that, I swear I'm to our core. Wait up, let me make a call right quick, I'ma start another war. I was hurting when she left, but I don't care about anymore. I need a Vaselina like my Nina Puffer bar. Took a Zoc, watch the dark. Matter of fact, like a dart. Any problem, let them come. We gon' snatch they soul like Shang Tsung. Put them out of service, keep them tools like Miss Hopper Free. Try to hold me, it's way too late. I'm headed straight to the safe. Throw that one up like a trophy. I'm that nigga, ain't no debate. Told them boys we taking note. Call them up like set the date. This shit a piece of cake. Yeah, my bitches came from Whole Foods. Told them put on that top 3. Then bring me my house shoes. Don't make excuses, make moves. These niggas ungrateful, gotta show them UBK rules. I'm making hits like I can't lose. They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that business like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch be a whole guard. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan, I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You even low on this lord, so that bitch is either 44 shit, you know what I mean? Busy man, busy man. Look, when that shit drop, you step all the way on their neck, step on their neck and they head with that shit. Fine in, I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the mud, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel, he nice but he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He ride but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. They mad, I'm too solid, circle tight, yeah, vacuum seal. No, they want my life, I ain't worried, I got rank for real. I got real soldiers, kill for me, nigga, watch yourself. They say you been in beast mode lately, you is not yourself. When you dropping that fire, precious marriage, they inquiring. They can't stop what's coming, but I see them conspiring. Cross the line, them firing. This bitch here, finna break the spin. No kindness, I don't trust you, circle small. You can keep your features. Me and my niggas don't keep no secrets. In the feel like Jeepers Creepers, say they want some smoke, dawg. So I brought these chimney sweeps. Coming like we coming, you can't even cap. These niggas don't run it like we running, bitch, don't even start. Bitch, I'm with my niggas till the end, till them do us part. So if you wanna leave, you can leave, bitch. Bless your heart, fine in. I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the mud, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel, he nice but he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He ride but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. Ooh, I got a man, circle tight, yeah, back and seal. I heard they want my life, I ain't worried, I got rate for real. Take over in effect, yeah, I'm fully focused. You might not see it on me, just know it's women, that bitch fully loaded. Ooh, yeah, we up and rolling. Told them I need major motion. Think I'm joking, I'ma school them niggas like they baby Jody. Got it out the dust, now I'm too clean, don't know why they hate me. What you want out life, dawg? Guns and butter, baby boy. You PK top, dawg. Certified road runner. I'ma turn that econ line van to a damn tank. I got chopper stash in the attic like they Anne Frank. They had that shit on lock till I snapped on them like bolt cutters. You cannot play both sides, gotta choose your colors. See him throwing that one up with that W, that's my blood, bro. Fine in. I ain't show no mercy, I'm gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the dust, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel, he nice but he don't show them skills, how I show them skills. He ride but he don't work the wheel, how I work the wheel. Ooh, I got a man, circle tight, yeah, back and seal. Said they want my life, I ain't worried, I got rank for real. Damn! Killing motherfuckers. Stand over him, shoot him in the face. Say, no. Hey, listen, bro, you don't know me. I be this bitch tripping.
Shalom, Israel. This is the Monday night Brotherhood class here in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? I'm Officer 5,000 Yard Don here with my main man, Officer 1,000 Karyash. You know what I'm saying? We about to hold the Brotherhood class down. You know what I'm saying? When we use Brotherhood as a weapon, you know what I'm saying, against our enemy. You know what I'm saying? So if you have any questions, put them into the group chat. You know what I'm saying? We will get to them ASAP. And then if we have any questions in the room, let's take off. Any questions in the room? Any questions in the chat, put them in ASAP. I'll get to them ASAP, all right? Not, I'm gonna get right into my topic. You know, today is, you know what I'm saying, another one of the oppressive so-called holidays. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be Labor Day today, so Lord Christ. You know what I'm saying? But we in Isupk showing brotherhood to our ancestors. We don't celebrate any high holy day, holiday, whatever you want to call it, outside of the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? It was for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? I want to get straight to the scriptures with it. You know, start off in Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse 1. One of the bedrock scriptures of the Isupk
because of how heavy it is. You know what I'm saying? That scripture right there, you know what I'm saying, is destroying a lot of things that our people are stuck on. You know what I'm saying? Because grandmama told you to do this doesn't make it right. You know what I'm saying? Grandma didn't know no better. You know what I'm saying? As blacks and Hispanics, we got to get to the point to where we start to do things, you know what I'm saying, and research and do the research for ourselves. You know what I'm saying, Karia? All right, let's go to the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? The scriptures is more valid, you know what I'm saying, of a source than what grandmama got to say about anything. Okay. You know what I'm saying? The oracles, as the Bible calls it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The oracles of the Most High. But read.
In the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you.
Which who speaketh unto you?
The Lord speaketh unto you.
Go ahead.
O house of Israel.
O house of what?
Israel.
O house of what?
Israel.
We talking about Israel. We talking about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. This is a word that the Most High is going to speak to you and you alone. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people think, you know what I'm saying, that this Bible, you know what I'm saying, even including this Apocrypha, is for everybody across the face of the world. And that is not the truth. You know what I'm saying? This Bible has nothing to do with Christianity. It has nothing to do with Islam. You know what I'm saying? Like as we know, you know what I'm saying, Farrakhan, and I don't hardly ever see him go to a sword. I see him going to these scriptures right here, but these scriptures is written for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and nobody else. The house of Israel. You know what I'm saying? And this is what the Lord has to say to you.
Verse 2. Thus said the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
Learn not what?
The way of the heathen.
Learn not the way of the heathen. You know what I'm saying? Don't learn from these other nations. You know what I'm saying? Other than blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Don't learn the way of your oppressor, the white man. You know what I'm saying? Celebrating a so-called Labor Day. You know what I'm saying? And he has a reason to celebrate, you know what I'm saying, for the things that he accomplished throughout time and history. But you also have things to celebrate as well. Like you have the Passover to celebrate. We have the memorial of the born of the trumpets coming up real soon, right, Karia? You know what I'm saying? Where the generals is going to be in the UK, you know what I'm saying, at King James Castle, right? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be a heavy and a glorious thing that, you know what I'm saying, the Isupk is doing. And that is celebrating, you know what I'm saying, our history, our culture, something that, you know what I'm saying, that we supposed to celebrate, you know what I'm saying, for a feast day that we supposed to keep from the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? These things, you know what I'm saying, is precious to the Most High. It's us keeping our history strong. You know what I'm saying? It's us, you know what I'm saying, remembering the things that put us in the position that we supposed to be in. You know what I'm saying? We supposed to be in royalty all on the face of this earth. Read.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them.
So for the heathen is dismayed at the signs of heaven. You know what I'm saying? The goings on of this earth, you know what I'm saying? They are dismayed at these things, you know what I'm saying? And that's what they put their hope and their faith into, you know what I'm saying, the signs of the heavens. But read.
Come. Verse 3. For the customs of the people are vain.
For the custom of the people are what?
Vain.
What does that mean? Are you easy?
Like I said, basically saying like that, nothing. Pointless.
The custom of all these people are vain. You know what I'm saying? They prove over and over again that their customs are vain. I just seen one video of these East Indians overseas, and they take all the coconuts and crack them in the middle of the street. I have no idea what it's going to look ridiculous to me, but this is one of their customs. You know what I'm saying? But what does that do? You destroying all those coconuts doesn't seem like it does much, but hey, don't crack away. Just blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians have no business, going out there and cracking the coconuts like with these Indians. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like just like the so-called oppressor, they celebrated, so-called Labor Day today. You know what I'm saying? But you know what happens in our community, Kyle? What happens in our community on Labor Day?
Right, so we sitting celebrating right alongside them.
For those who could.
Oh, no.
Okay, go ahead.
The rest of us still at work.
The rest of us still got the slave. I know I did today. I had to go into the slavery and put in my time. You know what I'm saying? I could, be at the barbecue station. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But that's what oppression we living in, and that shows that even they don't even want us celebrating with them. You know what I'm saying? Like they set up their holiday for them. You know what I'm saying? For them to to be able to come together and celebrate for whatever they want to celebrate for. So we're gonna get right into the origins. I want to get into the origins. So that first article, if you can pull up that first article and start and let's give the history of what Labor Day started from. You know what I'm saying? The first article right here. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you didn't get the articles. Okay. So let me send it to you this way. Yeah, I got you. And then when it gets to the article, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna go straight to Jeremiah chapter 2 and verse 14. You know what I'm saying? The question that the Most High asks his people. So you know what I'm saying, that's the first article. I'm gonna send you two more. You go into them in sync, okay? If you could, Kyle.
So that's the first one?
Yeah, this is the first one I sent you. I'm gonna send you two more. We're gonna go from there. Right. Got that? So if you could just start that one.
This is on Investopedia.com. The history of Labor Day.
Okay.
Labor Day's history is as colorful as it is long. Labor Day has been a national holiday in the United States since 1894. To many, it may signify picnics, parades, a day off from work, or the end of summer and the beginning of fall.
So this is saying, you know what I'm saying, that Labor Day started around 1894. You know what I'm saying? It was in the works from I believe from 1886 is when they initially started coming together and having different things, you know what I'm saying? But they, you know what I'm saying, made it official in 1894. Okay, so when it comes down to Labor Day, you know what I'm saying, this is, if you know anything about history, you know what I'm saying, you will understand that Labor Day is coming right after something else happened in America. What pivotal thing happened right around this time? Okay,
The American Civil War.
Okay, the American Civil War is one, but what did the Civil War accomplish?
From end slavery.
Right. The so-called end of slavery, or called the Proclamation 95, or otherwise called the Emancipation Proclamation, which says that blacks in America were supposed to be free from slavery, which we know to be, you know what I'm saying, far from the truth. But, you know, that was the perception of what happened in 1865. You know what I'm saying? Well, actually 63, but it went all across the U.S. in 1865. You know what I'm saying? But breathe.
But the day actually celebrates a long history of U.S. workers and their immense contributions. at various periods of time under extremely difficult conditions to the country's might, abundance, and success.
So this is this is the America's oath to its labor force, like the contributions. So to me, Karyaj, what does this sound like? Who should be the champion of this day? if it's gonna celebrate somebody, that contributed so much to this country, to get this country and to prosper and be glorious, who should be the champion of this holiday? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We built this country. You know what I'm saying? If you look into the history, the Native Indian, most of them beautiful skyscrapers that you see downtown and all that, it come from our Native Indian brothers. Am I right? Am I correct by saying that? You know what I'm saying? And the bones and the blood, is all through this place. You know what I'm saying? The reason why America thrives the way it is, and it's the superpower, so-called superpower, that's coming to, a rapid end of being a superpower. But the reason why it's a superpower right now to begin with is because slavery, enslaving the blacks, stealing the Native Indian land, and having the Hispanic brothers in slavery as well. You know what I'm saying? But read.
The first Labor Day parade took place in New York City in 1882. Labor Day was declared a national holiday in 1894 and is observed on the first Monday in September.
So this is observed the first Monday in September. You know what I'm saying? They observe Labor Day. You know what I'm saying? So this is a little bit about the history of Labor Day. So read on.
The roots of Labor Day grew out of violent clashes between labor and police during the Haymarket riot in 1886. When thousands of workers in Chicago took to the streets to demand an 8-hour workday. Today, Labor Day weekend marks the unofficial end of summer, but worker-oriented Labor Day parades and festivities are still part of the federal holiday.
So this, you know what I'm saying, broke out because, they wanted to implement an 8-hour workday. You know what I'm saying? As we know, you know what I'm saying, in history, you know what I'm saying, the greed of our oppressor, who owns the majority of these companies that we're talking about, that they will have you working till you can't work no more. So they wanted to implement something that was going to be feasible for people to continue to handle. You know what I'm saying? 8-day workday. Now, on average, how many people in America, you know what I'm saying? And when I talk about people, I'm not really caring about nobody besides Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. So how many Blacks and Hispanic and Native Indians actually work 8-hour days? Because I know for sure my job can force me to work more than 8 hours. You know what I'm saying? And this is supposed to be in complete contrast to what we're talking about. Also, you know what I'm saying, to bring to light that, you know what I'm saying, these all stem from labor unions. You know what I'm saying? I actually work for a union. I'm in a union, which means absolutely nothing. But at the same time, it has certain, you know what I'm saying, certain legal protections. You know what I'm saying? Like they can't just come and say, look, we don't like what you're wearing, so you fired. You know what I'm saying? They have certain stipulations on how they can fire you, different things of that nature. But at the same time, these labor unions, you know what I'm saying, were put together for a certain purpose. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to get into that as well. Also, that's actually, I have a clip, you know what I'm saying, in the notes that I sent you. So you can read that clip to show you a little bit about when the inception of labor unions came into fold.
Is it the excluding women, Black workers?
Yeah.
So the history of Labor Day, excluding women, Black workers, and immigrants after the Civil War and the end of slavery. The need for both skilled and unskilled labor increased union members in the skilled trades remained overwhelming. Native-born white Protestant males throughout the 19th century.
This is who made up unions, you know what I'm saying? Shortly after slavery was so-called abolished. You know what I'm saying? So-called Emancipation Proclamation brought forth, you know what I'm saying, our oppressors feeling like, you know what I'm saying, with all of these people with all of these skills coming up from the South and different things, that they were going to steal their skilled jobs. You know what I'm saying? They knew that they would work for less wages, so they set up certain protections for themselves, which was in part became these labor unions. But these labor unions were what? How did they describe overwhelmingly who? Right here.
Overwhelmingly native-born white Protestant males.
Native white Protestant males. This is in the 19th century. And so these is what these labor forces they were working for. This is the inception of so-called Labor Day. Read.
These higher paid workers had the funds to pay union dues and contribute to strike funds.
So they had the means to pay union dues and and if they needed to strike against bosses and different things of that nature, you know what I'm saying, and whatever, you know what I'm saying, field that they were working in these unions. But
they were reluctant to organize unskilled Irish and Italian immigrants, and also excluded women and black workers.
They and show you how much is the oppressor, you know what I'm saying, how evil he is. He didn't even want the immigrants from his own people, you know, from Irish and Italian immigrants. He didn't even want them in his union. Just white Protestant, you know what I'm saying, and so-called native born, you know what I'm saying, American born white males. Read.
Black workers were often paid lower wages, which made white workers fear they would be replaced by cheaper labor.
This is the reason why these unions were formed. And in the inception, they felt like these black people just got free from slavery. They'll work for a little bit of nothing. And then why then will this person or that person, you know what I'm saying, hire me because I'm a skilled worker in the same field? They know the talent of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. They know the talents far exceed theirs. So they set up certain roadblocks so they can stand on, you know what I'm saying, that you can only operate if you use our union at this trade. You know what I'm saying, whether it be in a steel mill, different things of those natures. They had all kind of these labor unions set up, you know what I'm saying, to hold back, you know what I'm saying, blacks that's coming out of slavery from getting those jobs in the skilled trades that they acquired during slavery. Read.
Oh, God. How the history of slavery in America offers an important Labor Day lesson. Black workers' views and experience in the U.S. labor force stand out in key ways.
Start back at the beginning of what you just read.
How the history of slavery in America offers an important Labor Day lesson. Black workers' views and experiences in the U.S. labor force stand out in key ways.
Read. Yeah, that's the second. That's going into the second article. Let's go on into the second article, but before you read that, I want you to go to Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 14.
Yeah. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 2, verse 14. Is Israel a servant?
Is Israel a servant? This is the Most High asking a question. You know what I'm saying? It's a rhetorical question, but it's supposed to be asked in a sarcastic type of fashion. Is Israel a servant? You know what I'm saying? Because we know from reading the Bible that Israel is supposed to be above all nations on the face of the earth. These are supposed to be the rulers of the earth. These are the men and women to show everybody else of what they're supposed to be, royalty on the face of the earth. You know what I'm saying? Following the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. But the Most High is now asking, is Israel a servant? Read.
Come. Is he a homeborn slave?
Is he a homeborn slave? Was Israel meant to be a slave? Read.
Come. Why is he spoiled?
Why is Israel spoiled? Why is blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians spoiled? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are spoiled, meaning destroyed, because we decide to follow behind heathen customs and cultures. You know what I'm saying? We decided not to, you know what I'm saying, follow the laws, statutes, commandments, which was set up, you know what I'm saying, for us to be royalty on the face of the earth. We decided to follow the white man's laws, you know what I'm saying, the Arabs' laws, you know what I'm saying, the culture and the customs of Chinese and Africans and different people of that nation, you know what I'm saying, that nature, you know what I'm saying? And these are the things that destroyed us, you know what I'm saying? But how do we come back into prominence? To follow the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High and get rid of all of these wicked holidays and all of these wicked systems that the oppressor has set up, you know what I'm saying, for us to follow. You know what I'm saying? We want you to drop that. You know what I'm saying? Go to Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 48. So we can understand what it is, you know what I'm saying, by us actually start to 28 and 15, of course, you know what I'm saying, so you can see what it is, you know what I'm saying, to verify, you know what I'm saying, what I'm saying it to be the truth, you know what I'm saying, because in the Bible it also says to prove all things. For me to make a claim, the reason why, you know what I'm saying, we are in this, you know what I'm saying, slavish condition is because of this right here. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and 15.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments.
To observe, to do what?
To do all his commandments.
In Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1, it says, if we follow all the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High, we will rule above all the other nations. You know what I'm saying? Now, this is telling us if we do not hearken to the voice of the Most High and to observe, to do all his laws, statutes, and commandments, what would happen? Read.
And if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, then all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
All these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Now we're going to go to specific curses that shows you about our oppression here in America. You know what I'm saying? Our so-called, you know what I'm saying, the labor that we serving out over here in America. Read.
Come.
Verse 48.
Verse 48. Therefore thou shalt serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
Thou shalt do what?
Serve thine enemies.
They're friends.
Thine enemies.
Black people sold black people into slavery, but black people have black slaves.
Thine enemies.
You should serve thy enemies, man. For 400 years, you know what I'm saying, over 400 years now, we've been serving our enemies over here in America, man. And I don't know about you, but I'm tired of serving, you know what I'm saying, the oppressor. You know what I'm saying? This slavery, you know what I'm saying, and you know what I'm saying, just to see America, you know what I'm saying, Russia, China, and all these places being on the brink of the Third World War, it just gives me a glimmer of hope. You know what I'm saying, that we don't have to continue to live in this oppression over here, you know what I'm saying, in America. So, black people, you know what I'm saying, in ghettos, being on the bottom all across the face of the earth, all across the face of the earth. Then you got the Native Indians living on reservations all across the face of the United States and all across the face of the earth. Then you got the Hispanic brothers, you know what I'm saying? Damn near just coming to cities, man, just to get dropped off because of the oppression that they face. You know what I'm saying? They living in, you know what I'm saying, in police stations and on street corners, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you just saw, you know, earlier this week, you know what I'm saying, some brothers ran off into, you know what I'm saying, a 7-Eleven and just you know, went rampant trying to take stuff, because what else would you have them to do? You know what I'm saying? You got them over here with no resources, no way to, you know what I'm saying, no shelter for their families. What are they supposed to do?
So what you're saying is so heavy, because what the image the oppressor is trying to paint on it is like, you let these illegal immigrants in the country and look at what they're already doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? People ain't realize the reason they have to come here is because not only were they set up just like black people with all the enslavement and everything else, but what they originally were in their land. So the reason South and Central America are in such disarray is because of the United States.
That's right.
Because of the Reagan era.
That's right.
They funded wars, proxy wars, all throughout Central and South America, which gave communists and drug cartels power over all the people.
That's right.
So now you threw this land into such disarray, and now that they coming to you for help, and you accepting them, but you not giving them nothing to live and exist.
Right.
Now you getting mad at the animal for trying to break free of the cage.
Yep, damn right. That's heavy what you bringing out, because the simple fact of it is just more and more proof that the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. This is the most cunning deceiver in the world, because now what would happen is you dump these Hispanic brothers off into these neighborhoods. Now black people in America is looking like, oh, now they looking at them like, what, Karyaj? What did we just read in that article of where the white people were in fear of, with the slaves being free, you know what I'm saying, now to work regular jobs. What's gonna happen?
They're gonna take their job.
Now black people are doing the same. Like that's why this scripture, right? These scriptures right here is so heavy, because they come to life. Because in John chapter 8, verse 44, says that you are your father the devil. You know what I'm saying? So the same thing that your father tells you, that's what you're gonna perpetuate into the face of this earth. So now we have black people doing the same thing, like the oppressor, to say about their own people that they're gonna steal their jobs. Now the Hispanics are gonna come over here. They're gonna work for less money. What did the article just say? They're gonna work for less money, so they're gonna definitely take our jobs away from us.
Right.
The same mindset of the oppressor. You know what I'm saying? When blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians got to understand that we are the same people. So when we see our Hispanic brothers out there struggling and ain't got nowhere to live, ain't got no kind of resources, we should do everything in our power to help them out, which we do in the ISUPK. We help clothe them. We help, you know what I'm saying, give them food and resources, you know what I'm saying, that we have in our ability to give, you know what I'm saying? Not overlooking them or feeling like they're gonna take the crumb that the oppressor, you know what I'm saying, gives us off the table.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But go back to the scripture.
Sir. Verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
Thou do what?
Thou shalt serve thine enemies.
Serve thy enemies, man. We still over here 400 years later serving our enemies, man. When we can look at all of the things that, you know what I'm saying, so-called black people accomplished by buying houses and, you know, nice vehicles and different things of that nature, like we doing something great and holy. But at the same time, even that big beautiful house that you have is on the oppressor's land. You still got to pay taxes. I don't care if you buy that house all outright. You know what I'm saying? You still got to pay taxes on that land because that land don't belong to you. That belongs to your oppressor. You know what I'm saying? The devil that the Bible speaks of. And it's as simple as that. We got to realize this place right here is a cesspool. Like it is bound, it is fit for us to be destroyed here. Read.
Come. Which the Lord shall send against thee.
The Lord sent the oppressor against us because why? Because we didn't follow his law, statutes, and commandments. You know what I'm saying? So he sent this oppressor against us. Read.
And in nakedness, like in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things.
Now, all of these things is the reason why you still serve your oppressor to this day. Because if you don't get up and, you know what I'm saying, go out there and make a way for yourself, you know what I'm saying, in this land, which is usually slaving for the oppressor, you know what I'm saying, then you won't eat. You won't have nothing to drink. You know what I'm saying? You won't have nothing to provide to your family. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why they still have us in captivity is because of that point. But the reason why we're in captivity is not only that, is because we don't serve our God. If we serve the Most High Power, like, you know what I'm saying, Commander General Yohana, and, you know what I'm saying, and his men is going out and trying to teach everybody to serve their power, then we will no longer have to serve this devil that the Bible speaks of. But read.
Come. And in the want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
And he should put that yoke of iron on your neck. You had that physical yoke of iron on your neck in the 1800s, in the 1700s. You had that physical yoke on your neck, you know what I'm saying, until you got destroyed, and now you don't even need it on your neck. You know what I'm saying? All he has to put on you now is a few bill collectors. You know what I'm saying? All he has to do is to wave a few trinkets in your face and make you feel like crap for not being able to get them. You know what I'm saying? These nice fancy cars, clothes, and jewelry, and all these things that, you know what I'm saying, everybody is working their life away to gain. You know what I'm saying? When at the end of the day, is life worth trinkets? You know what I'm saying? Is your whole life worth trinkets? You have to understand that it has to be a perfect balance, spiritual, mentally, on this place. Of course, we need money to live. You know what I'm saying? We need money to provide a lifestyle for our families. I'm not against you providing a proper lifestyle for your families, but don't miss out on key moments and key things trying to work your life away to receive more trinkets. You know what I'm saying? Like, I battle with it constantly with my kids. My kids, of course, they want this and they want that. You know what I'm saying? And dad wants to do what he can to provide that. But at the same time, they need my presence as well. You know what I'm saying? They need to learn about these laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. They need to see me following the Lord the way that the Bible prescribed for us to follow the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Because if I don't provide that for them, then all those trinkets that I give to them will mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, they will be destroyed by this place. You know what I'm saying? You got something? Okay, I want you to let's get back into the article for a second.
The second article.
Yeah, the second.
This is time.com. How the history of slavery in America offers an important Labor Day lesson. On January 1st, 1863, the President of the United States issued one of the most important executive orders in American history. Proclamation 95, more commonly known as the Emancipation Proclamation.
This is the so-called Emancipation Proclamation, which was supposed to abolish slavery by Abraham Lincoln in 1863. Read.
Though the Emancipation Proclamation is not usually invoked as an example of labor regulation, it is among the most important such measures in American history. The proclamation and later the 13th Amendment concentrated slaveholders' economic liberties in order to offer basic freedoms to enslaved workers.
This is when they so-called freed us out of hard bondage right here, you know what I'm saying, in America. And they liken this into a labor issue. Read.
Khan, as Labor Day approaches, we should reflect not just on the holiday's own important history, but also on the much longer fight to protect American workers. W.E.B. Du Bois famously described the American Civil War as a general strike because of the hundreds of thousands of enslaved people who stopped their work, many of whom also joined the Union Army. Through this strike was quite different from those of the Union movements that would inspire the holiday decades later. Both produced fundamentally important labor regulations, and revisiting the history of American slavery offers a powerful example of what businesses can look like when the law prioritizes property over people.
This is when they prioritize property over people. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they liken this the blacks, you know what I'm saying, that decided, you know what I'm saying, to, you know what I'm saying, come off those plantations and to fight in that Civil War, you know what I'm saying, to, you know what I'm saying, the strikers, you know what I'm saying, that would come from the Union, that, you know what I'm saying, years after, you know what I'm saying, to create Labor Day. You know what I'm saying? So they are, you know what I'm saying, trying to correlate the two. So read.
Khan. Many slaveholders were skilled business people, and plantation record books offer a paper trail that shows how they blended violence and innovation in the pursuit of profit.
So these people, you know what I'm saying, you know, the oppressor that the Bible speaks of, they did what they needed to do they put, you know what I'm saying, profit over actual people, you know what I'm saying? And that just shows, you know what I'm saying, how diabolical, you know what I'm saying, this monster is that we're living under. You know what I'm saying? They put together a whole scheme to put, you know what I'm saying, blacks in slavery. Read.
Khan. Planters tracked enslaved people's productivity with a level of intention akin to that used by most contemporary factory managers. This was most pronounced on cotton plantations, where data-minded planters tracked output on an individual basis. One enslaved man described weighing the amount of cotton picked by each individual slave 3 times per day. Others described how picking data was recorded on slates before being transcribed to griddled record books.
So this what they're doing right here is building quotas and different, you know what I'm saying, points. So what do we have in our jobs today here in America? What do we? As Karyas is reading this article, it seems to be that he's hearing more about the life he's living, not the life that they lived back in 1860s. But go ahead, priest.
Man, we had a whole meeting about this Friday.
Oh yeah,
y'all got to keep y'all productivity up.
Productivity
and time. Y'all got to do it. Got to be faster.
You got to be faster. Come on, you got to produce more. Like, so the innovation of slaves back in the day started to get so so much better and so technological to where they was able to produce what their quotas was first, you know what I'm saying, so fast that the slave owners, they just continue to raise the quota, continue to make it harder and harder. They never gonna look at it like, okay, you know what I'm saying, you doing so good, you know what I'm saying, that, you know what I'm saying, I'm just gonna ease up. You know what I'm saying? Just let you just continue to do what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? No, you can do it that much? Okay, oh, all right. I need you to do just 10% more, 10% more, 10% more until you done double the production that you was able to do before. You know what I'm saying? I go through this physically at my slave. You know what I'm saying? They have time quotas, time stamps to where they want so many boxes, so many things, you know what I'm saying, done in the matter of the hour. If they don't get 215, 220 boxes per hour, then it's a write-up, you know what I'm saying, which is like a lash, you know what I'm saying? Because if you get too many of them lashes, then you out the door. And then now how do you provide for your family? You know what I'm saying? This is modern day slavery. You know what I'm saying? That we're in here as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And we got to understand this, and we got to understand what it takes to get out of this oppression. But read.
The 19th century equivalent of spreadsheets. Surviving books contain thousands of data points offering minute views of productivity on an individual basis. Slaveholders put this data to work, using it to determine the maximum amount of labor people could perform and pushing them to attain that maximum.
Good night. So this is show how diabolical this oppressor don't want to know, you know what I'm saying, like an average, you know what I'm saying, of what somebody can produce. They want to see who can do this the best, and who can do it in the least amount of time. Now, everybody, your quota is to do it like this person. So if you can't run like LeBron James, he got talents that, you know what I'm saying, a normal physical man probably couldn't even accomplish. But you still have to go out there and produce just as much as LeBron James can do. You know what I'm saying? So this shows how diabolical this man that we are serving is. You know what I'm saying? To this very day, they base it on the maximum that they can get out of a person, how much they can squeeze out of you. You know what I'm saying? So you wondering why at the end of the day you are drained and you have nothing left. That is on purpose. You know what I'm saying? You want to feed your family though, right? Squeeze everything that you can out of yourself. You know what I'm saying? So now you go home, you have no energy to put into those families. You know what I'm saying? And that is what really the diabolical scheme is right there. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I could say like what
you got you got it, Chris.
What you're saying is heavy because us as Blacks and Hispanics, and it's not bad what I'm about to say. We have such a work ethic to want to do better, to want to provide for our families. We brag about having 2 to 3 jobs and being like, right. I do this, I do that. When it shouldn't be like that.
That's right.
Like the average white man can do one job, do his 8 hours, have a good home, and still provide.
That's what they
why his wife is still at home, right? Taking care of the kids.
That's what they vote for.
You know what I'm saying, sir? And the Black man, Hispanic man, Native American man, you got to work the night shift, you got to work the day shift, you got to work, you know, like you barely, if you're fortunate, you'll get yourself 6 hours of sleep. Damn right. If you're fortunate, in between taking your kids to school, in between doing everything else, in between paying everything that you got to pay, like, we don't realize, like, this is slavery.
Damn right.
Like, this is 9 to 5, and I'm bringing this out because we was at camp this Saturday.
Right.
And shout out to the brother Raj Farab, our newly raised also.
Right. Yeah, get a brother.
he was doing street speaking, and the brother was going in on it. He said, aren't you tired of slaving for this devil? Aren't you tired of working a 9 to 5? And the brother in the crowd, that was a security guard, was like, hell no, I'm getting it pays. It pays. So while you getting paid 14, 15, 16, let's say $16 an hour to do the unarmed security, where you at? You proud with that? You have to work probably three shifts to be able to make your rent for the month. You got to work 3 shifts a day. You got to work at least 16 hours to make your rent and have enough for some food. Like, you proud with that?
Hey,
you know what I mean?
Hey, what you just said is so heavy, because what you describing right there, this is what people don't understand. Okay, you say that we're not on a plantation anymore. You know what I'm saying? We're not being forced to do anything no more. You know what I'm saying? And people actually pay us for our labor. As a Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, as us as a group of people, what do we accomplish more than shelter, food, and clothes on our back, which were all things that were provided when we were in actual on plantations in slavery? You know what I'm saying? So these things, of course, we're not trying to poo-poo what the ancestor went through.
Right.
They went through some harsh times.
Right.
But these times are just as diabolical in a different way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? So we're definitely not saying, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, that the oppressor is whipping our backs, and, you know what I'm saying? Okay, it looks different, you know what I'm saying? But the same principle is going forward. As per it said in the scriptures, until you destroy. He'll have the yoke of iron on your neck until you destroy. Now you're destroyed to the point to where what you describe in that camp. This brother is so destroyed, he feels like, hey man, I got it good. Which we got to understand that some of our people on the plantation felt the same way. Master treat me good. Mm-hmm. It's a sad existence, and it's not meant for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians at all. You know what I'm saying? Let's get back to the scripture for a second. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. So we can understand, you know what I'm saying, the diabolical scheme that we're under. And so we can continue to be satisfied here. You know what I'm saying? If sometimes, just like, you know what I'm saying, the statement that from Harriet Tubman, now some say that it's not true. Some say that it wasn't said like this. But, you know what I'm saying, I've heard it, and then you know what I'm saying, I heard it, some sources say that it was true. She said that I freed hundreds of slaves. I would have freed more if they knew they were enslaved. Some say that statement wasn't true. She didn't really say that, but I deem to believe the sources that say it was true.
And she was a hardcore sister.
Right.
Man. A lot of people don't want to believe. I could survive that.
No, you good. You good.
You know, like she on like all the. I used to read a lot about the Americans, so I was a little bit of a history nut. So I read in depth about everything.
Right.
She pulling pistols on cats.
Oh yeah.
She was telling brothers, man, y'all want to go back? Y'all go back.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say and baby y'all. Since that, like when the scripture said about the 7 sons, that she put on the spirit of a man, it's like the same thing Harriet Tubman went through, try to free, you know, brothers from that. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt. She said I could have freed hundreds of more if they knew they were slaves.
That's right.
That's the major problem that we went through in Egypt, that we went through here in America, that we went through during the time of the Romans. The Pharisees thought they was good. They was like, we got one king, but Caesar.
Right. Yeah.
Like, what's his name? My old boy that showed up on the Breakfast Club. I love Donald Trump.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Big Donald Trump over here. Big
Larry, yeah, until he could make it.
You know, I thought it was all crazy equal and
Right.
we pull ourselves up from our bootstraps.
That's it.
I guess he ain't work hard enough.
He ain't work hard. Larry on it, man. Keep working at it, man. Keep working hard, man.
He want to complain and he
Right.
want a handout.
Oh man, don't get no handout. Keep working hard, man. You'll get it. You know what I'm saying? Let's get to the scriptures. Bring it.
So I got it, verse 68. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
And Lord should bring us into Egypt again with ships. You know what I'm saying? Which he did in the transatlantic slave trade. Read.
Con. By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
By the way of where he spake unto us before in Jerusalem. Read.
Con. Thou shalt see it no more again.
Read.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
We should be sold to our enemies, you know what I'm saying, which, you know, the so-called African, as we call them, Hamites from the scriptures, these so-called Africans sold us to the enemy, our enemies, the Edomite, the so-called white man, you know what I'm saying, for bondman, for slave man and slave woman. Read.
Come. And no man shall buy you.
And no man shall what?
Buy you.
What does this part mean?
I'm basically saying so that no man gonna be able to save us.
Yeah. So save and buy is along the same track. It's just speaking to, like, no amount of money that nobody pays is gonna, you know what I'm saying, put us into freedom into this land. You know what I'm saying? That's what people don't understand or realize. Even back, you know what I'm saying, in the times past where people bought, you know what I'm saying, the so-called rights to be free over here in America, we still don't have freedom over here in America because we still up under our oppressor. So it's basically saying that until Christ comes, you know what I'm saying, no man is going to be able to free us from the bondage that we're going to be put in if we don't follow these laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High. All right, I want you to drop that, and just to get back to our topic, I want to go to Mark chapter 3 and verse 27, because this is a heavy part of what is transpiring in most Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians households that we don't even realize is the demise of the family structure and the household, you know what I'm saying, and the community as a whole, you know what I'm saying. But I want you to start at verse 27.
Come. This is the book of Mark, chapter 3, verse 27. No man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he will first bind the strong man.
Hey, no man can enter a strong man's house and spoil his goods, meaning spoil everything in his household, his family, his kids, you know what I'm saying, his wife, you know what I'm saying. No man can do that unless first he bind the strong man. Like, we have to understand the devices that's put into play, you know what I'm saying, as far as to keep Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian men out of the household. You know what I'm saying? These tactics, you know what I'm saying, like you know what I'm saying, just from an American standpoint, you know what I'm saying, the food stamp laws that they put into play. You know what I'm saying? Also, you got to look at, you know what I'm saying, drug addiction. You got to look at the penitentiary. Also, we have to look at the labor. You know what I'm saying? Majority of Black males spend majority of their time out of the household slaving, you know what I'm saying, going to work, you know what I'm saying, majority of the day, because they have to do what? Provide for their family. You know what I'm saying? So they have been bound by their slavery. You know what I'm saying? No one's there to lead and guide those kids when you spending, you you know what I'm saying, 10 to 15 hours in that job, and then you come home and you have no energy to give to your family. You know what I'm saying? You have to understand that it has to be a balance. It has to be a balance. Maybe you don't ride the Escalade truck. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you just push the little Toyota, like, you know what I'm saying? I've been riding my little Toyota to the wheels fall off. You know, they've been back and forth to New York, Passover. I'm rolling till it can't roll no more, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I want to be able to be in a position to be able to spend time, you know what I'm saying, not only with my physical family, but to be able to do the work of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? I probably could have worked extra overtime today. You know what I'm saying? But I would rather be doing the work of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? You got anything on that, please? Or you want to just keep on? No. All right, let's get back to the scripture.
And then he will spoil his house.
And then he will do what?
Spoil his house.
Now you working, you know what I'm saying, majority of your life away at that slavery, not paying attention to what's going on with your wife, what she's doing, you know what I'm saying, what the children are being raised up to be, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, monsters, you know what I'm saying, little monsters in that household. It just feels like everything is just supposed to be given to them. They don't have to work for anything. You're not even passing down your work ethic to them. Right. You know what I'm saying? You getting them everything. They got every new pair of Jordans that they got, and they're not even earning. You know what I'm saying? They're not even doing the things, but you don't know that because you are absent, because you portraying the image that you doing the right thing, but you're not keeping the balance of what the household needs to be. You know what I'm saying? The household needs you to go out and provide a living for your family, granted, but to the detriment of the household, that's not to be the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, your kids need your presence as well. You know what I'm saying? Your wife needs your presence as well. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things that you need to provide as a husband. You know what I'm saying? A lot of brothers don't, you know what I'm saying, provide that due benevolence because they, you know what I'm saying, they constantly slaving. Now, this ain't carte blanche for you sisters to go out there and, get it, you know what I'm saying, that thing to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? That's still against the Most High. Right. But at the same time, you have to provide a balance in your household. Okay, so let's get back. I want you to get to this last article, man, because this, you know what I'm saying, brings all the history to the present day. You know what I'm saying? So, last article here.
This is from pewresearch.org. Black workers' views and experiences in the U.S. labor force stand out in key ways. There are more than 21 million Black Americans in the U.S. labor force today. Their workforce experiences are varied but stand out from people of other races and ethnicities on several important measures. They are more likely to be employed in certain postal work, transit, healthcare, and security fields. Report experiencing more racial discrimination on the job and placing a higher value of diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts in the workplace. For Labor Day, here are facts about Black workers' labor force experiences and attitudes drawn from federal data sources and recent Pew Research Center surveys. Number one, Black Americans make up a large share of workers in certain transit, health, and security occupations. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, or BLS, data from 2022, the most recent year available, Black workers account for about 13% of all U.S. workers, including those who work full-time, part-time, and are self-employed. They make up especially large shares from employees in certain occupations, including postal service clerks, 40.4%, transit and intercity bus drivers, 36.6%, nursing assistants, 36.0%, security guards and gambling service officers, 34.5%, and home health care aides, 32.5%.
So what this article is bringing out is that majority of black workers in America, you know what I'm saying, is going to be put in a position to, you know what I'm saying, to you know what I'm saying, to be forced to work on Labor Day, you know what I'm saying, and different things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be forced to work, you know what I'm saying? Some of these jobs that they list, you know what I'm saying, is jobs that cannot, you know what I'm saying, just go without, you know what I'm saying, being provided on these days. Of course, you have certain jobs that, you know what I'm saying, that has, you know what I'm saying, the stipulation, you know what I'm saying, to, you know what I'm saying, to, you know what I'm saying, give this day off. But I just pulled this article, you know what I'm saying, to show that majority of black people are gonna have to go into work on Labor Day. You know what I'm saying? So I want you to drop that and go to Micah, 2nd chapter and verse 10. Then we're gonna go to Psalms 55 and 20 after that, and then we'll wrap it up.
So you want to what, sir? Michael, what?
Chapter 2 and verse 10. Because what we got to realize as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, that, you know what I'm saying, that, you know what I'm saying, having our, you know what I'm saying, hope in this place, you know what I'm saying, is not, you know what I'm saying, what the Most High wants for us. You know what I'm saying? We were sent over here to America for one purpose, you know what I'm saying, and that purpose, you know what I'm saying, it has been, that purpose has been accomplished. You know what I'm saying? So now it's time for us to get back to what we actually, our lives are supposed to be about. Our life is not supposed to be about, you know what I'm saying, providing service to, you know what I'm saying, to these other nations. Our life is supposed to be about providing service to the Most High and our people and building up our community the way we're supposed to, so we can live, you know what I'm saying, the way the Lord wants us to live. You know what I'm saying? Micah chapter 2, verse 10. You got it?
Okay. All right. There's the book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest.
For this is what?
This is not your rest.
Arise ye and depart. Blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians, we need to depart from, you know what I'm saying, the oppressor, and, you know what I'm saying, and celebrating these holidays, you know what I'm saying, that the oppressor fought for. He fought for, you know what I'm saying, for them to have 8-hour labor days where, you know what I'm saying, we're not provided the same luxuries as they are. You know what I'm saying? When it comes down to Labor Day, they had Labor Day off to discuss, you know what I'm saying, the issues that's going on, you know what I'm saying, at the job, so they can fix, you know what I'm saying, the workforce for them. But you think, you know, we were included in that? You think we have a say so to tell, you know what I'm saying, the slave owner, you know what I'm saying, you know, that I don't like the way you working me, you know what I'm saying? I don't like having to throw 210 boxes an hour, you know what I'm saying? I don't like the fact that, you know what I'm saying, that you know what I'm saying, you can, you know what I'm saying, keep me up in here all these hours every week, you know what I'm saying, that pay me what you're paying. We don't have that same luxury. They have the luxury that they fought for. You know what I'm saying? Right. And you know what I'm saying? That's something for them to celebrate, not you. Read.
It's like, because arise ye, verse 10, arise ye and depart, but this is not your rest, because it is polluted.
Because it is what?
Polluted.
This land is polluted. You know what I'm saying? No matter what you do in this land is polluted. The way that America is, you know what I'm saying, just like I said, America is like a cesspool. You know what I'm saying? It's something that is just disgusting. It has, you know what I'm saying, just germs, everything just pouring out of this place. It is polluted. You know what I'm saying? It's destructive. You know what I'm saying? This is not a place for you to build a family and different things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? This place is a place that we need to remove, you know what I'm saying, from our whole living being. You know what I'm saying? We take none of the ways of this place. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing but destruction just pouring out of this place. All in the TV shows and music, everything is just pollution. You know what I'm saying? But read.
Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you.
It shall what?
Destroy you. Even with a sword destruction.
Even with a what?
Sword destruction.
Even with a sword destruction. This place, if you don't remove yourself, and I'm not talking about a physical removal, just like, you know what I'm saying, Marcus Garvey was trying to take everybody back to Africa. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about, you know what I'm saying, an excavation like that. I'm talking about from a standpoint, you know what I'm saying, that you take your spirit out of this place. Stop hinging your spirit into this place. This place is never going to be just. It's never going to be the way that you know what I'm saying, you want it to be. You know what I'm saying, all, you know what I'm saying, Martin Luther King-ish. Let's all hold hand and you know what I'm saying, ride off into the sunset together. This place is never going to be that. Let's come and face reality when it comes down to America. You know what I'm saying? America is never going to be a just place for you. You have to remove yourself and your love from this place. And the way you do that is to stop celebrating your oppressive holidays and stop taking upon the culture of your oppressor. You know what I'm saying? I want to drop that and go to Psalm chapter 55 and verse 20. You know what I'm saying? So because this is another aspect to where, you know what I'm saying, we are in America, and how, you know what I'm saying, how we have to take our spirit out of this place, because this oppressor that we are under is not a just man. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna just start treating you fair like out of the blue. You know what I'm saying? It's been so many peace treaties that he's, you know what I'm saying, tried to, you know what I'm saying, to come together with the Native Indians and to sign this treaty, that treaty. How many treaties is it again, Priest?
177.
177 peace treaties, or treaties that he's supposed to sign with the Native American Indians. And we about to go and visit the Native Indian reservation once again, you know what I'm saying, because of the poverty and the destruction that's going on in that place. When this place, this whole continent was their, it is their land.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Whenever you somewhere, you know what I'm saying, just like America, like you know what I'm saying, you know, the so-called Europeans come over here and they trying to, you know what I'm saying, try to say they discovered. Whenever you, like, they came to a land where people was actually on and actually yielding things on this land, you know what I'm saying, growing crops, having, you know what I'm saying, civilizations, the whole nine. You know what I'm saying? They come over here, destroy them, move them into the least, you know what I'm saying, what you call it, least fruitful lands, you know what I'm saying, into the corners, and just have their way with their home. You know what I'm saying? But read.
There's the book of Psalms, chapter 55 and verse 20. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him.
If you look at the letters of Christopher Columbus, he said when he encountered the natives of this land, when he boarded shore, you know what I'm saying, on this land, you know what I'm saying, it's what was it? It was like Southern America, right? It was like South America, like Puerto Rico, somewhere in there, or Puerto Rico. Hispaniola. When he docked his ship on that land, he said he encountered some of the most peaceable people that he ever encountered in the world. He said this out of his own mouth, and he said that what did he say after that, Bree?
That they had to be made to work.
They like they was born to be slaves. Just like the scripture it's like it's like they supposed to been slaves. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that just shows you the mentality of this beast that we're under. But read
verse 21. The words, also like I didn't put verse 20. At the end of verse 20, he hath broken his covenant.
Let's start back from the top.
Verse 20, he hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him.
The native Indians or the brothers right there in Hispaniola, you know what I'm saying, as we know to be, you know what I'm saying, the Hispanic tribes, they greeted him with so much peace, you know what I'm saying, that he said that they must have been born to be slaves. But read.
Verse 21.
No, you got to read the end.
Oh, sorry. He had broken his covenant.
He had broken his covenant. Everything, every peace treaty that he had made with the natives of this land, man, you know what I'm saying, he had broken. You know what I'm saying, 177 treaties that he broken over time. Read.
Verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
The words of his mouth were smoother than butter. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody, you know what I'm saying, game you up like, you know what I'm saying, the oppressor. They'll make you feel like, you know what I'm saying, oh, this is the nicest guy on the face of the planet, man.
Right.
Like, you're gonna help me out, right? You know what I'm saying? Read.
But war was in his heart.
We gotta understand it's war in these devils' hearts, man. You know what I'm saying? I see these devils on a constant basis smiling all in you Negroes' faces, and y'all just, you know what I'm saying, that just sucking it all up. You know what I'm saying? But it's war in his heart, man. You gotta understand that they gunning for theirs. You know what I'm saying? They going for theirs. They not like you. They're not to the point to where, you know what I'm saying, you going at your own. You know what I'm saying? They're not like you. They will stand, you know what I'm saying, for their people. You know what I'm saying? They have done it over time. And they're not going to give up their position to you by no means. But read.
His words were softer than oil.
His words were softer than oil. They'll gang you up. Read.
Yet were they drawn swords.
Yet were they drawn swords. You know what I'm saying? You can look at all over the face of this planet where these devils, you know what I'm saying, has came into, you know what I'm saying, into an encounter with a people, and it's been nothing but war and destruction to that people. You know what I'm saying? Putting them into slavery. Our brothers down in Haiti, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Of course, they had a great rebellion. Still, even with their rebellion, when the French end up leaving the land, they end up coming back with warships. You know what I'm saying? They you know what I'm saying, they retreated for a hot second, Kaya, due to that, you know what I'm saying, powerful slave revolt. But came back with warships. This is what we're facing, you know what I'm saying? And now, even to this day, as we see, even the land of Haiti is just total, pure destruction and chaos due to the oppressor that we're living under. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? With that, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to pass the class off to Priest and Officer Karyash.